Which choice best states the main purpose of the text? By combining indigenous and classical music, Cree composer and cellist Chris Dirksen creates works that reflect the diverse cultural landscape of Canada. For her album Orchestral Powwow, Dirksen composed new songs in the style of traditional powwow music that were accompanied by classical arrangements played by an orchestra. But where an orchestra would normally follow the directions of a conductor, the musicians on orchestral powwow are led by the beat of a powwow drum. So option choice A says to examine how Dirksen's musical compositions blend cultures. This seems to be the correct answer because the focus of the text is on combining indigenous and classical music, and it focuses on one of her albums, Orchestral Powwow, and how it uses traditional powwow and that was accompanied by classical arrangements played by an orchestra. And therefore, because the focus of the text is on these two cultures, A, which says to examine how Dirksen's musical compositions blend cultures, seems to be the correct answer. B, to argue that Dirksen should be recognized for creating a new style of music. This is incorrect because although the text does describe Chris Dirksen's different compositions and her blending cultures, nowhere does it say that she should be recognized for creating a new style of music. Therefore, B is incorrect. C. To describe the difficulties Dirksen encountered when producing her album. This is incorrect because nowhere in the text does it mention any difficulties she faced when producing her album. Instead, it focuses on how her musical compositions blended the indigenous and classical music cultures together. So C is incorrect. D. To establish a contrast between Dirksen's classical training and her Cree heritage. This is incorrect because although it does highlight how she does have a indigenous heritage, and she supposedly does have a training in classical music, this is the limit of what it talks about in her training and heritage. Nowhere else does it talk about a contrast between these two. Therefore, D is incorrect, and the correct answer is A.